Good morning. Today I'm going to be showing you the one that I feel like I've been working on forever. I actually started it last year. Actually, I thought I finished it last year, but I was never really happy with it. This is my first journal from last year that I ever did in the junk journal style. And I actually have a video where I show it briefly in the before state. If I can figure out how to, oop, can't see that. Okay, how do I get that off there? Anyway, you can kind of see it. Looks really terrible in that picture. But the name of this video is just a quickie chat. And I show the outside, and I explain just why I'm going to redo it. And because I was never really happy with it. What is flying around right there? See it? Anyway, my hands are a mess. I apologize. I've got boo-boos. I've got probably glue, ink, just about everything you can imagine on my hands right now. But I tried to clean up. All right, here she is. As I said, she is called the Wild One, and I got it from that right there, which started out to be this. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it's just I guess it's a bracelet slide or something like that. I got it for $1.24 score. And it's enameled and nice and pretty and flowers and girly. So I just took a sander to it, sandpaper, and I got it down to the metal, and I dropped it in some rusty water and waited for the magic to happen. And then after it was in there for probably a day, I took some alcohol inks and just kind of dropped a little on there just to look like some patina. So I'm really super happy the way that came out. This right here, I don't know if Brooke from Recreations by Brooke will recognize it, but it was part of something that I got from her on her Etsy store, Recreations by Brooke. And it's just this little piece of, I don't know if it was from a little shirt, a sleeve, or that's the original button from it. But I absolutely love it. I was hoarding it for a while, and I thought this was the perfect book to put it on. So thank you, Brooke, for that. Got some rusty safety pins. This is some silk fabric. Love these keys. I got this off of Etsy. Not sure which store, but you can find them on Etsy. And I love this one because it's engraved with something. It's really beautiful. This is chenille. I also got this from another seller on YouTube, and I can't remember who it was, but it's just a really pretty, it started out more blue, and once I tea stained it and kind of roughed it up a little bit, it started turning more green. So, and that's what I wanted, but you can kind of see right there some of the blue coming out. Use some of my favorite ruffles. This makes a great closure, by the way. It stays very nicely. It's just a little, this was in the original book. I took it out, and I don't remember if I did anything to it. I think I added these little cute little brass dots. And I think I added this pretty dangle. But it has a lucky penny. It's got fuzz. It's got a lucky penny inside here that you can see right there. It's just an old envelope. And I did all this last year. And inside is, I think there's a flower in here. Yep. Just a pressed rose. I think it's a wild rose. I'll take care of that later. I've got fumbly fingers today. Gonna open it up. And I hand stitched all of this. I just like the way hand stitching looks, and I was a little messy with it, but that's okay, right? Gives it character. I tea stained it and just really went to town on it. I love this little doily. The book is very different from how it started. This is done with so many things. Oh, and I have this calendar here. This is from my good friend Peggy. She makes these wonderful calendars, and I'm a very proud recipient of this one. So the reason why I have this one right here kind of up like that is because that right there, July 2nd, that's my retirement day. So I just kind of have that tucked right there. And these are so cute. You just flip to the next one. And this is one of my favorites right here. I'm so excited I wet my pants. That should be my July, but that's okay. So thank you, Peggy. Okay, so this is done with a lot of different products, and I couldn't tell you what order I used with these products or how I did it or anything, because I literally get a bunch of stuff out and I start spraying and dabbing and wiping off, and I just keep doing it until I'm happy with it. So this is usually what I get out right here. This is, and no, I don't wipe the noses. I'm really bad, but I haven't had a problem so far. These are Tim Holtz distress stains, and I've also got some Mr. Huey's, which I love. A lot of them are very empty. But I start off with these in a big old sheet of wax paper. And along the way, in between all of the layers, I'm usually using, hopefully I won't have a craft-a-lanch, I use all these. So these are, oh, there's my little kiss. I didn't use this. So grit paste, I have two different kinds here, translucent and opaque. Distress glaze, opaque crackle texture paste. I used a little bit of this. It's a texture. Some clear crackle paint, which I'm not real thrilled about. It's very, very shiny. I knew it wasn't matte, but I wasn't expecting it to be as shiny as it was, so I really had to knock that shine back. I'll show you where I use that. I use that and some transparent matte, and I'll show you that in a minute. Some white gesso. I also use this Liquitex. And along the way, my secret weapon is this. And I get this off of Etsy. And I admit there is a learning curve to learning how to use this stuff. But I love it. I've got right now 5 more of these, and I've got several empties, but I use this all the time. And there is a learning curve, and you have to kind of play with it and see what you can do with it. I use my fingers, I use brushes. I get good results with my fingers when I want to put some texture in it. And I also use my fingers when I paint. And my hands always look like it. But this stuff is wonderful, but it's wonderful for me. And I've heard other people mention it. And, there's mixed reviews, but for me, I love it. And that's by Patty Pockets on Etsy. I got this big old tray at the thrift store the other day. Very happy with it, but it's heavy. Okay, so all of this is distressed inks and crackle paste and all that stuff. Rusty clip. This is matte back here. Just did some collaging. It says right here, write it down. And I hope you can see that. It's not rough. It's smooth, but it feels good. And it's so texturized. And that's really what I wanted this book to be about, was a lot of texture. Before, when I first finished it last year, it was more about just kind of looking old, and it's been laying around a while, but it visually looked more old than it did feeling it. And I wanted it to be I wanted this one to be, I wanted you to feel a lot of different textures when you picked up this book. And it feels really good. Here's the inside. I just put a little nameplate here for you to write your name in. This is wax paper, and I used some of the stains by Patty Pockets. Also some matte medium, I believe. Just kind of helps it maintain the shape that I want. And that is binded into the book, or bound into the book. These are also from the original book. I have 2 of these in here. They are pockets. It started out as copy paper. I waxed it with beeswax, did some stitching. These are made out of paper. These closures are made out of paper. I've got to put some masking tape on that. I keep forgetting. And inside here, we've got some rusty paper clips. I'm not going to open it. You'll see them throughout the book. I've got some rusty paper clips. There's probably 12, 15 in here. And I also put in some postage stamps. And that's just for you to play with. And here we have the 4 doilies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which was also done with the Stains by Patty Pockets, and I also used the matte medium, the Liquitex matte medium on these. Really, really love it. Another thing that I took from the original book was the circle tabs, but instead of using the ones that were in there, they were a little too big. I cut some out with fabric and distressed those up, and then I thought it was cute to put the numbers on them. I have a lot of writing space in here. And there's not a lot of digitals. These photographs are from my Etsy shop. I believe I don't know where I got this one, but it was a free one. But she says, hello, my darling. Sorry for the glare, using my new light ring today. And it says, sweet life. Just a few odds and ends in here. In dreams and love, there are no impossibilities. Tea-stained parchment and mostly copy paper. She says fabulous. This is an old millinery flower. Some of my painty paper just to journal on. And I think I put, yeah, just some extra paper in here. She says fun. Lots of lace, tea-dyed lace. And this says, I didn't see anyone today, so I'm wearing this again tomorrow. And this always reminds me of Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. I don't know why. It just does. And I actually sent her this picture in a happy mail. So I hope she liked it. She didn't mention it. Anyway, here's a few more pieces of ephemera. Some Timmy people. Just a piece of stationery. Tag. Here's one of the owl clips, which I love. Rusted that up. And there's several extras in here for you. I'll get that later. There's some cotton fabric, and this is by Nick the Booksmith. She has some fabrics on Spoonflower, which is a fabric store. It's a fabric source online and on Etsy, and it's got little bees on it. Very, very cute. Not sure. I got the fabric last year. It's from Sheet Music. I used a lot of Distress inks on this one. Oh, and here's the page. Okay, I made a pocket here, and I made this pocket for a small, tall, skinny journal, which I posted on Facebook when I was working on it. I just wanted a tall, skinny little journal to go right there. And what I ended up making was just too bulky. And that's this. But this is going to come with the journal, and it does fit. And the book does close. It's just, you know, it's right there. It's just really bulky. And I wasn't sure, you know, if you'd like that. But I wanted to send it with the book because it was made for the book. But I did all sorts of stuff on this one. And this is where I used the rock hard candy crackle stuff from Timmy. And I had to take that shine off with some translucent matte. But I'm happy with it. It's nice and crunchy. You can't really see the crackles in it, but they're there. And this is just another book plate. Funny story about this one. I decided in all my wisdom that I was going to use my Stains by Patty Pockets on this, and instead of doing it at my work table, I really wanted to sit in bed with Louie. Here she is. She's 18 years old. I wanted to sit in bed with Louie and watch TV. So I took it all in there and sat on my bed and started staining. And, well, you know, heaven forbid I should put anything down to protect anything. And I ended up knocking it over onto my bedspread, which has a texture to it. And I had a big blob of the stains on my bedspread. So if you'll see here, all this pattern is me sopping it up with the paper. And I don't think that's going to come out of my bedspread. It's soaking right now. But this is just a little extra. I think there's 30 pages front and back that you can just stick in your purse. And that's some more of that fabric by Nick the Booksmith. There. And again with the tabs. Pull out here. Old receipt. Glassine bag. And I just loaded up all the little pockets and things. This is one of the world worst jokes books that I have like 20 of, and I'm getting rid of them slowly. So have fun with that. They're so silly. But so am I. And this is the marvelous Josephine Baker. Love her. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. And I'm not sure what this is, but I like it. And what happened was I was threading the very long ribbon through, and it kept tangling. And I just got mad at it. So I'm like, okay, you just go ahead and tangle. And it became what it wanted to be. So that's just some little ribbon. Little card. And this is just some offcuts. I love this paper. And I put some of it in the back of the CD case too. And this says, don't forget to fly. There goes the garbage man. And I wrote this up here, ta-da, which of course reminds me of Johnny. So this is my Johnny chick right here. And I made this folder out of a time card. Can't remember what I put in here. Oh, and the little antennas. Fly. Oh, this is one of my favorite pictures. It was done in the 20s. And I think she's an actress. I don't think she's a well-known one. Maybe from France. But it's a well-known photographer. And I love this picture. And I distressed it, and it came out really, really cool. So it gets a special place. I've really got fumble fingers today. Be original. Some journaling space. Got some extra buttons and one of the bulb safety pins. A little bit of ephemera, pocket lace. I love these vintage photos. I love to use them. This is just some more of my painty paper. I believe these two items came from Brooke. And, right on the back of that. This is one of my favorites. I thought this was perfect. I admit that my weirdness is above the national average, but I'm comfortable with that. Oh, there goes my vacuum cleaner. Man, it's one of those days. Should have seen me setting up for doing this video. Yikes. This is a little bridge tally card and some extra paper. I believe this flips up. Yeah. And I got this. I think from Michelle, but I can't remember. She's on YouTube. I will try to link her a little later on this afternoon. But she did these beautiful clusters, and I just tea stained it up a bit. Love them. Oh no, I'm at 27 minutes. Piece of original ephemera. She says, be daring. Not only does my mind wander, sometimes it walks off completely. Yep, that's about right. You can see the tabs. There's an old check from 1943. This is a check receipt. I believe this is Johnny's from Junk Journal Shop. And I've never seen a round stamp before. But as far as I know, this is an original, this is a real stamp. It came from one of the stamp packets that I purchased, I believe from Aaron in the Adirondacks. It says, have courage. And I put one of those resin bubbles right on her head because that's just the mood I was in. Just because. And I believe this is Josephine Baker as well. I love this picture. I think she is gorgeous. And this ruffle lace reminded me of her sleeves and what's on her skirt. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? I just dressed her up quite a bit. In a vellum pocket. Doilies. Here's the other pocket. And in here I put my favorite poem, one of my favorite poems, and of course I can't remember the author. It's called Bed in Summer. In winter I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue? And I should like so much to play to have to go to bed by day. And I always felt that way because it seemed like we were always going to bed when I was little, when it was still light out, and I was having so much fun. So this book to me is just about fun and making you smile and giving you a little encouragement. And I also added this beautiful, this is actually 2 feathers. It says, be true to yourself. Made a little holder for it out of leather. And it says, if you're lucky enough to be different, never change. And I signed it. And this can be used as a bookmark. Or you can just leave it on the outside after you've tied it back up. And it just hangs off right there. So this is Wild One. And I'm so happy that I'm done with her. And I really love the way she turned out, and I hope you like it too. This will be going for sale up in my Etsy shop, Junk Journal Market. Sometime this afternoon, I'm going to watch a few people on YouTube. You know who you are. And then I'm going to take pictures and do the listing. So it will be a while before I get it up. And I really hope you like her. And I'm just listening to the vacuum cleaner, and it's sucking all the words out of my mouth. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time. Bye. Of course, I dropped my mouse. I have no idea where it is, so I'm just going to do it this way. Bye.